Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Now, if you saw yesterday's video, I did a video on the Kemper Profiler. Now, what I'm going to do in today's video is to profile my favourite amp of all time, which is my Matchless Independence 35. For me, the Matchless Independence 35 is the perfect amp. It's a perfect recording amp anyway, because what it does is it's got this really nice tight bottom end that never flubs out. It sounds great distorted. It's a fantastic pedal platform amp, and you can get anything from crystal clean to sort of Vox AC30 sort of sounds, and then you can get past that to sort of more sort of Marshall sounds. And it really is an incredibly versatile amplifier. Now, what I'd like to do is to profile that amp. So in other words, get a snapshot of how that amplifier sounds, load it into the Kemper or profile it into the Kemper. So every time I turn on the Kemper, that is the amplifier that I'm going to be using, because as I said, that is my favorite amp. So how have I got this set up? Well, I've got the guitar plugged into the Kemper. The Kemper then has an output that goes into the front of my Matchless amplifier. The Matchless is then plugged into a 2-note torpedo studio. Now, when I use my Matchless in the studio, the Matchless always goes into that 2-note torpedo cabinet. It sounds really great. I've really worked on the sounds inside of that, so I know how that sounds, and it always works for my recordings. The 2-note torpedo is then plugged back into the profiler to capture the sound. So that's the only connections that's going on. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to go into the profiler section on the Kemper Profiler. And what we can now do is to switch between the Kemper and the amplifier. So at the moment we're plugged into the Kemper and it sounds like this. And my amp, which is the Matchless, sounds like this. Now, literally, this is a through from my guitar into the Kemper, going straight into the Matchless. So this is exactly how it would sound if I plugged straight into the Matchless. There's the Kemper. And there's the Matchless. So we want to make the Kemper sound like that. Now, all the levels are fine and it sounds great. Push the next button. Now, this page here determines whether or not it's a clean sound or a distorted sound, and this is where we actually profile from. So now I'm going to use a distorted sound because it is slightly overdriven. And all I have to do now is to push start profiling. So as you can hear all these weird noises, now that's the Kemper putting all these different frequencies and sounds into the amplifier and then profiling the amp so it gets a sound of how the amp sounds. So now we can choose the sounds between the Kemper and the Matchless still. So here's the Kemper. Sounds like Matchless. Kemper and Matchless. That is definitely the sound of the Matchless. Without a doubt, that's how the amp sounds. But what we can also do is to refine the profile. So if I push this button here, now I'm going to play a few different things. So now let's hear the difference. So there's the Kemper. And there's the Matchless. Kemper. Now that is unbelievable. This is exactly how my Matchless Independence 35 running into my 2-note torpedo sounds. let's see what it sounds like with an overdrive pedal in it. I mean, that is the sound of that amp. That's exactly as it sounds. And it's actually got all the dynamics of the amp as well. Now that is incredible. So I've captured the sound of my favorite amp into the Kemper. I can now take the Kemper anywhere I want, and that sound is stored inside the Kemper. What I'm going to do with this profile, I'm going to put it on the Kemper Rig Exchange, whatever it's called. It's going to be up there under TSR or the Studio Rat, so anyone can download it. I might do some more profiles actually of the other channels on the Independence, and I'll upload them as well. And then once I've done that, I might profile my Bad Cat and also my other Matchless, my Lightning 15 as well, because they all sound different and they all sound really great. Anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of that. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell button and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul and I'll see you next time. Cheers.